My name
Nice.
is Aaron, last name Franklin, as in Benjamin. Yeah, and we, back in, I guess, oh golly, 2000 or 2018, I guess, we opened up the Loro here in Austin, and it's been fun. It's been great. People seem to really like it, and Dallas felt like a good home for it. So we're dipping our toes a little bit.
And anything you'd like to add, Tyson?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty an amazing experience. Laura opening here in Austin, like Aaron said, in 2018. We're overjoyed with the success it's had so far, and just growing people, growing teams, and really focusing on what it takes to make a successful concept. And I think Dallas is a great second step. Next step, I should say.
Tell us a little bit about Loro as the culinary philosophy behind it.
I mean, Loro, basically the idea is, obviously it's barbecue, but it's Asian barbecue. So riffing on what's already successful, the amazing stuff like that Aaron does, obviously, we kind of change up a little bit, making it more Asian and a little bit, the actual model too, the service model is a little easier, more accessible, and price point's not bad as well. And so just kind of make it a little bit fresher, cleaner, basically. What Aaron wants to say too.
Yeah, well, I mean, I feel like if Uchiko from Austin had gotten on a motorcycle and Franklin Barbecue had jumped in the sidecar and we were both wearing little white scarves and goggles, that's exactly what Loro is.
So it's a motorcycle analogy. I like
Aaron's
that.
the best.
I mean, I'm going
Aaron's
peanuts here. I'm thinking Snoopy and Woodstock,
Aaron's the best, right? And
So-
I'll go off that too. Like Uchiko, we started playing around with meats at Uchiko, and there was a point where we're like, you know what, we could maybe talk about doing some kind of concept with barbecue and not just sushi, and kind of playing with that. And so he's right. It's like Uchi had a baby with Loro, with Franklin, basically.
Yeah, and I think, it's also kind of neat because Uchiko opened the same year as Franklin Barbecue, and as we're kind of like learning how to do Franklin Barbecue, I think Uchiko and the barbecue place were both on their individual paths. But
yes,
Stacy and I spent so much time eating at Uchiko. I'm pretty sure that you guys influenced what I was doing just a tiny bit. So I feel like we were kind of on congruent paths. And
nice
then
work.
eventually we just kind of like crossed the streams. Thought it'd be a good idea.
What's the
Yeah.
best seller on the Austin Loro's menu? And do you plan any changes when you come to a second market?
Oh golly, what's the best seller on there? It's probably the brisket plate at night, huh?
Depends like what category. Yeah, brisket plate, but also the brisket sandwich. Corn fritters sell a lot. Rice bowls sell a lot. It's pretty even categorically as far as the menu goes.
Yeah, I bet the salmon in the bivette's pretty high too. I should probably look at those.
That's pretty high too.
reports.
Definitely. I think it's equal. Like meats are like 20%, sides 20%. It's very balanced, if you will.
And any
On purpose.
changes as you move to the new market? Do you plan to make any changes in those menus?
We'll focus on some more local Dallas items and things, but overall it'll still be the same concept with the same menu, basically.
Yeah, I think the food stuff will be about the same. Really, we'll just have local beers and we'll kind of fine tune some more stuff to be more local. And also we may very quickly learn that people in Dallas don't necessarily like and order the same things that people in Austin do. So it also might evolve from there.
Totally agree.
Don't really know. So we're kind of, we could always change things on the fly and just kind of fly by the seat of our pants a little bit.
Yeah, he's right.
No reservations at Loro in Austin as well as Dallas, correct?
No, sir. No.
And seating wise, did the pandemic influence how you designed the restaurant?
No, not at all. I mean, Loro Bit from the beginning was meant to be very casual, big patio, picnic tables, so nothing fancy, nothing pretentious. And so just very blessed that concept, the way it was built, fit the pandemic too. So we're very grateful for that.
Yeah, it really works out good for to-go and curbside stuff.
Yeah.
Those foods were really set up when we were kind of R&Ding the menu. I remember taking a bunch of stuff and putting it in to-go containers. And I remember Tyson and I were talking a lot about how like they steam and how they transport and all that kind of stuff. Because that's a big thing for barbecue. You have to, you have to really be careful how things transport. So I think it just naturally kind of played in pretty good. And, you know, I mean, if you could go to almost Uchi wearing flip-flops and cutoffs, I feel like we're in a good place.
Totally agree. And I mean, again, like packaging wise, I feel like barbecue overall travels well. To room temperature tastes great.
Yeah, yeah. It only gets bad when you try to reheat it.
Exactly. That's your expertise.
It's totally true.
It's true. That sounds good.
And to be honest, Asian actually travels fairly well as in addition. So
Come to find out, I mean, we're surprised. I never planned on doing like curbside or takeout at Uchi pre-COVID, but you're right. That's worked out really well too. So again, it's such a blessing.
Yeah, and Loro has been one of our favorite restaurants throughout this whole pandemic. I mean, we have been doing a boatload of curbside from Loro, and we were even tailgating Loro for a while in the beginning. And man,
Awesome.
really works out good. I like that place. I like it a whole lot.
You should come by again.
Maybe for dinner tonight.
Yeah, right.
I gotta go south of the river. That's too far.
How about size and seating wise? Are the two restaurants similar?
I think Dallas is slightly smaller, but not that much smaller. Still a pretty big patio. Same amount of seats inside, close as well. Lots of bar seating. Again, very casual TVs and such. So it's very, very familiar.
Yeah, the patio is definitely smaller than Austin. Boy, if that land had been a little bit bigger, we really could have made a bigger patio.
Yeah, well,
Tried to move the street out front, but the city wouldn't let us.
And from a business, go ahead.
The Loro location in Austin was actually a long-term play. It took about 6 or 7 years to get that real estate. We don't own it; we pay rent there, lease there. But yeah, that location is incredible. It's huge, great location, like right there, South Lamar. So we're grateful for that for sure.
Loro got an investment, or High Hospitality got an investment in late 2020 from KSL.
Correct.
How is that influencing your expansion plans?
I don't think it's an influence. It's more about it's like a partnership to where they're providing the ability to expand. You know, they're like a private equity company to find the money to expand, and so we're grateful to have them as a partner. They're amazing, and so with them at the helm helping us, we have the ability to open more Loros and Uchis. So we're grateful for that.
Yeah, it's really been nice because usually, yeah, those kinds of things, you're just kind of like, oh golly, how's that going to work out? This could be really bad, or it could be really good. And they've proven to be really great partners. But really, you know, throughout the pandemic, the idea for Loro was always to build more and just to kind of gradually expand. But hanging out with the KSL guys, you know, they've really just enabled us to do what we really wanted to do a little bit quicker, you know, because things, you know, certainly over the past 15 months, things have been really hard on restaurants. And I don't think we really could have pulled it off without them. But they've really been super backseat, you know, and really a pleasure to work with and stuff. So don't have anything weird going on there.
That's totally right.
And that's great.
He's totally right. You know, otherwise, like you said, like we would have had to still try to bootstrap it. And during COVID, trying to bootstrap would not be a really successful path. It would be really hard.
And for the both of you, a last question. What are you most excited about expanding the brand to a second city, this motorcycle ride that you guys are on?
I'm excited to wear a white scarf.
Right? That's so funny.
It'll really bring out my eyes.
You want me to go, Aaron?
Yeah,
go for it.
I mean, I feel like, you know, Loro has been so fun to open and to really bring all the food that we thought about and finally created here in Austin. And I'm excited to see how it plays out somewhere different, somewhere 100 miles away. See if it's as successful as it has been here. Obviously, it's a big risk. It's a leap of faith. But I think we're confident in the people and the concept that it'll do really well. We don't know, but we're hoping it plays out well. So I'm excited to see the future of Loro in Dallas. Yeah,
and I think, you know, I'm excited. You know, one of the things that I thrive at is I pride myself with being a good patio person. I don't know. There's something just unethical to me about eating indoors. You know, we live in Austin and it's always, you know, like cold beers and chips and salsa and stuff like that. So really the kind of the patio culture of Austin and how much fun that is and how it's kind of a community and much like at Franklin Barbecue, you always meet people and you make new friends and
Well said.
by the table next to you, appetizers and a round of beers or whatever. You know, over the years, me doing events up in Dallas and having a good bit of friends up there, you know, it's always so much fun going up there and seeing old friends, make new friends. And I look forward to kind of that patio culture and the enjoyment of just sitting out at Loro. I really look forward to doing that in Dallas and then later on some other cities. You know, because, you know, we did an event in Dallas in the Loro parking lot a couple of weeks ago. And it's
Yeah.
really the first event I've done, you know, since the beginning of the pandemic. And man, it was so much fun. And I forgot how many awesome people there are everywhere and just how happy people are just to give a high five and say hi. And it's just so sweet and so cool. I'm really looking forward to that.
Well, perfect timing. When do you plan to open to the public?
Last year.
I think in like a month soon.
I bet July-ish maybe.
Yeah, month, 6 weeks, something like that.
Yeah, I'd say by the end of summer.
Yeah.
Well, we're really excited to get it up here in Dallas. I thank you both for your time today and wish you continued success.
Well, thank you very much. Great talking to you.
Thank you very much. It's good to talk to you.